Mizu Zokusei no Mahou Tsukai, The Water Magician, adapted from Tadashi Kubo's light novel, is a refreshing take on the isekai genre, blending slice-of-life adventuring with a grounded exploration of magic in the fantastical world of Fi. Episode 3, titled City of Lewin, released on July 17, 2025, marks a shift from the wilds of Ryu's early adventures to his integration into a bustling urban setting, introducing new allies and challenges. Following Episode 2's focus on Ryu's creative, if limited, use of water magic against rock golems, this episode transitions him into civilization, setting the stage for broader societal dynamics. I found myself charmed by the episode's gentle pacing and vibrant world, yet curious about whether it can elevate its familiar isekai framework into something truly distinctive. It's a chapter that feels like a warm breeze, inviting but hinting at storms on the horizon. After Episode 2's battle against rock golems, where Ryu showcased his evolving water magic, Episode 3 brings him and his companion Abel to the vibrant city of Lewin, a hub of adventurers and commerce. Ryu meets Sarah, an elf librarian with a passion for magical texts, who offers to guide them through the city's guild system. Their registration at the Adventurers Guild introduces them to Lin, a sharp-witted guild clerk, and hints at a looming threat from the Deepening Empire. Ryu's curiosity leads him to experiment with a new spell, Aqua Veil, during a minor skirmish with bandits outside Lewin, while Abel's swordsmanship shines. The episode ends with a cryptic warning from Sarah about the Empire's interest in powerful mages, setting up future conflicts. Episode 3 advances the narrative by transitioning Ryu from the wilderness to the structured society of Lewin, marking a shift from survival to integration within the world of Fi. The introduction of the Adventurers Guild and the Deepening Empire's looming presence are pivotal, establishing Ryu's path as an adventurer and hinting at geopolitical tensions. Sarah's warning about the Empire's mage-hunting agenda raises new questions about Ryu's safety, given his eternal youth trait, while resolving little from prior episodes. I think the episode effectively fulfills its role as a bridge to a larger arc, grounding Ryu in a new setting, though I didn't like how the bandit skirmish felt inconsequential, lacking stakes to match the episode's setup. The pacing is leisurely, prioritizing world-building over action, which suits the slice-of-life tone but feels slow at times, particularly in guild registration scenes. I really appreciated the subtle foreshadowing, but I wish the conflict had more urgency to balance the exposition. Ryu, Abel, and Sarah are central, with Lin as a notable secondary figure. Ryu's optimism, voiced with infectious enthusiasm by Ayumu Muraise, shines as he eagerly explores Lewin's library, revealing a scholarly curiosity that complements his combat skills. Abel's stoic swordsmanship, brought to life by Kazuki Yura's measured delivery, hints at a past tied to the fairy king Dullahan, adding depth to his loyalty to Ryu. Sarah, voiced by Reina Ueda, emerges as a reserved yet knowledgeable ally, her passion for magic suggesting hidden motivations. Their actions, Ryu's spell experimentation, Abel's protective instincts, and Sarah's cryptic caution, are consistent with their established traits, though I found Ryu's carefree attitude slightly repetitive, lacking significant growth. I really appreciated Sarah's introduction, but I didn't like Lin's underdeveloped role, which feels more functional than nuanced. The characters are engaging, but I hope for deeper evolution in future episodes. The episode explores themes of discovery, community, and the pursuit of knowledge. Ryu's fascination with Lewin's library reflects a universal desire to learn and grow, conveyed through his excitement over magical texts. The theme of community emerges in the guild's camaraderie, contrasted with the Empire's looming threat, suggesting the fragility of unity in a divided world. I found the exploration of discovery particularly compelling, as Ryu's Aqua Veil spell mirrors his creative approach to challenges, though I'm against the lack of deeper conflict to ground these themes. The episode uses character interactions, like Sarah's quiet encouragement, to convey its messages, but I think it could have pushed the Empire's threat further to add weight. The themes are relatable but feel understated, needing more narrative tension to resonate fully. The episode significantly enriches Fi's lore by introducing Lewin as a vibrant trade hub, complete with a structured guild system and hints of geopolitical strife with the Deepening Empire. The guild's hierarchy and the Empire's mage-hunting policies add depth to the world's societal rules, while Sarah's mention of ancient magical texts suggests a rich magical history. I think this creates an immersive setting, though I didn't like how the Empire's threat remains vague, lacking context to make it feel immediate. The city's bustling markets and diverse inhabitants, from elves to beastkin, paint a vivid picture, but I wish the episode had clarified the Empire's history or Lewin's role in Fi. The world feels lively and promising, yet its broader scope remains tantalizingly elusive. The dialogue is strongest in casual moments, like Ryu's banter with Sarah about spellcraft, which feels natural and engaging. However, I didn't like the guild registration scenes, where expository lines about ranks and rules lean into cliché, feeling overly formal. The writing shines in Ryu's internal monologue during his spellcasting, capturing his inventive spirit, but I think it struggles to balance world-building with narrative flow, with Lin's explanations feeling like a lecture. The script is charming in its character-driven moments but falters in integrating lore seamlessly, resulting in a slightly uneven narrative. Typhoon graphics and Wonderland deliver solid animation, with Ryu's Aqua Veil spell, a shimmering water barrier, rendered with fluid, sparkling detail that captures its magical essence. Hana Amano's character designs, adapted from the light novel, are clean and expressive, though I found them somewhat generic within the isekai genre. Lewin's vibrant markets, with colorful stalls and diverse crowds, are a visual highlight, though the bandit skirmish feels underwhelming, with static enemy designs lacking menace. I really appreciated the spellcasting animation, but I didn't like the inconsistent crowd details, which appear rushed. The quality is generally consistent, with standout moments in magical effects but room for bolder visuals. The episode evokes a sense of wonder and mild tension. Ryu's excitement in the library stirred a nostalgic joy, reminding me of the thrill of discovering new knowledge. Sarah's warning about the Empire sparked intrigue, though the bandit skirmish felt underwhelming, leaving me wanting more stakes. I found myself reflecting on the balance between personal growth and external threats, a universal theme of finding one's place in a new world. The episode leaves a warm, fleeting impression, charming but not deeply impactful. The episode's core lesson is that discovery fuels growth, but it comes with the responsibility to navigate emerging dangers. Ryu's curiosity and Sarah's caution suggest that embracing new knowledge requires awareness of its consequences, a truth that resonates with the human pursuit of purpose. I found this lesson engaging, prompting reflection on balancing ambition with caution. Episode 3 of Mizu Zokusei no Mahou Tsukai is a charming, if understated, chapter that successfully transitions Ryu into a vibrant new setting, though it falls short of its full potential. Its strengths lie in the engaging performances of Ayumu Muraise and Reina Ueda, the vivid depiction of Lewin, and the gentle exploration of discovery, with Ryu's spellcasting and Sarah's introduction as highlights. However, I didn't like the inconsequential bandit skirmish and underdeveloped secondary characters, which temper the narrative's momentum. I think the episode achieves its goal of expanding the world and setting up future conflicts, but its leisurely pace and generic elements hold it back. I anticipate that the series will delve deeper into the Deepening Empire's threat and Ryu's magical growth, and I hope it embraces bolder stakes to elevate its isekai charm. Mizu Zokusei no Mahou Tsukai, the Water Magician, adapted from Tadashi Kubo's light novel, continues to carve a niche in the summer 2025 anime season with its blend of isekai adventure and grounded magical exploration in the vibrant world of Fi. Episode 4, titled Tides of Trust, released on July 24, 2025, centers on Ryu's first official mission as an adventurer in the city of Lewin, deepening his bonds with his companions and hinting at the Deepening Empire's growing threat. Following Episode 3's introduction to Lewin's guild system and Sarah's warning about the Empire's mage hunting, this episode shifts to a team-based quest that tests Ryu's resourcefulness. I found myself drawn into the episode's warm camaraderie and subtle tension, a delicate balance that feels like a calm before an impending storm. It's a chapter that invites trust but whispers of betrayal lurking in the shadows. After Episode 3's introduction to Lewin's Adventurers Guild and Sarah's cryptic warning about the Deepening Empire, Episode 4 follows Ryu, Abel, and Sarah on their first official guild mission, escorting a merchant caravan through a bandit-prone forest. Ryu's innovative use of water magic, creating a mist-based aqua shroud to disorient enemies, proves his worth, while Abel's swordsmanship and Sarah's elven magic shine. A flashback reveals Abel's oath to the fairy king Dullahan, hinting at his deeper motivations. The mission succeeds, but a mysterious figure observing from afar, linked to the Empire, suggests Ryu's abilities have drawn unwanted attention. The episode ends with the trio bonding over a campfire, though Sarah's unease lingers. Episode 4 advances the narrative by integrating Ryu into Lewin's adventuring culture, marking his transition from novice to active guild member. The mission serves as a turning point, showcasing Ryu's growing competence and drawing the Empire's scrutiny, a subtle escalation of the overarching threat. The mysterious observer's presence raises new questions about the Empire's plans, while resolving little from prior episodes, maintaining the slow burn mystery. I think the episode effectively fulfills its role as a character-driven bridge, grounding Ryu's place in the world, though I didn't like the lack of immediate stakes in the bandit encounter, which feels more like a training exercise. The pacing is balanced, with action and quieter moments blending smoothly, though the flashback feels slightly abrupt. I really appreciated the foreshadowing, but I wish the Empire's threat had more tangible presence to heighten tension. Ryu, Abel, and Sarah are central, with the merchant and guild clerk Lin in minor roles. Ryu's ingenuity, voiced with bright determination by Ayumu Murase, reveals a growing confidence in his water magic, though his naivety persists, consistent with his Ice Sky outsider perspective. Abel's flashback, showing his oath to Dullahan, unveils a duty-bound honor, brought to life by Kazuki Yura's stoic yet warm delivery, adding depth to his loyalty. Sarah, voiced by Reina Ueda, displays a cautious protectiveness, her unease about the Empire hinting at personal stakes, though I wish her motivations were clearer. Their actions, Ryu's spellcraft, Abel's combat prowess, and Sarah's subtle guidance, are consistent, showing incremental growth. I really appreciated Abel's deepened backstory, but I didn't like Lin's continued underdevelopment, her role feeling perfunctory. The trio's dynamic is engaging, but I hope for more internal conflict to drive growth. The episode explores themes of trust, teamwork, and the weight of newfound responsibility. The caravan mission emphasizes trust, as Ryu, Abel, and Sarah rely on each other's strengths, reflecting the universal need for connection in unfamiliar terrain. The theme of responsibility emerges through Ryu's realization that his magic attracts danger, a subtle nod to the burdens of power. I found the teamwork theme compelling, conveyed through the trio's seamless coordination, like Ryu's mist aiding Abel's strikes, though I'm against the lack of deeper conflict to challenge their bond. The episode uses character interactions, like Sarah's quiet concern, to convey its messages, but I think it could have pushed the Empire's threat to amplify the stakes. The themes are relatable but feel understated, needing more tension to resonate fully. The episode enriches Phi's lore by detailing Lewin's adventuring ecosystem, with the guild's mission structure and caravan trade routes painting a vibrant economic picture. The Deepening Empire's mage-hunting agenda gains slight clarity, suggesting a militaristic threat to magical autonomy, while Abel's tie to Dullahan introduces a mystical hierarchy. I think this creates a lived-in world, though I didn't like the vague depiction of the Empire, which remains a distant shadow. The forest setting, with its misty glades, adds atmospheric depth, but I wish the episode had explored the guild's internal politics or the Empire's history further. The world feels immersive but incomplete, teasing larger conflicts. The dialogue shines in team dynamics, like Ryu's playful banter with Abel during the mission, which feels natural and engaging. However, I didn't like the merchant's expository lines about trade routes, which lean into cliché and feel forced. The writing excels in Ryu's internal monologue during spellcasting, capturing his inventive spirit, but I think it struggles to integrate world-building without heavy-handed exposition. The script is strongest in character moments, like Sarah's hesitant warning, but falters in balancing action with lore, resulting in a slightly uneven narrative. Typhoon graphics and Wonderland deliver polished animation, with Ryu's Aqua Shroud spell, a swirling mist, rendered with fluid, ethereal beauty that highlights his creativity. Hana Amano's character designs, faithful to the light novel, are expressive, though I found them somewhat generic within Ice Sky tropes. The forest's misty, verdant hues are a visual highlight, creating an immersive backdrop, though the bandit designs feel bland, lacking menace. I really appreciated the spellcasting animation, but I didn't like the static crowd shots in Lewin's brief scenes, which appear rushed. The quality is consistent, with magical effects shining but action sequences needing more flair. The direction uses dynamic angles to enhance the mission, with a tracking shot of Abel's swordplay conveying fluid motion. A close-up of Sarah's worried expression adds emotional depth, though the editing falters in the flashback, where abrupt cuts disrupt the flow. I really appreciated the soft, misty lighting in the forest, mirroring the team's coordination, but I think the direction could have used bolder compositions to elevate the bandit skirmish. The cinematography supports the slice-of-life adventure tone but lacks the ambition to make action sequences memorable. The episode evokes a sense of camaraderie and mild intrigue. The trio's campfire bonding stirred a warm, nostalgic joy, reminding me of the comfort of newfound friendships. Sarah's unease about the Empire sparked curiosity, though the bandit skirmish felt underwhelming, leaving me wanting more intensity. I found myself reflecting on the trust required to face uncertain dangers, a universal theme of building connections in a new world. The episode leaves a cozy, fleeting impression, charming but not deeply impactful. The episode's core lesson is that trust is a foundation for growth, but it must be tempered with awareness of external threats. Ryu's reliance on Abel and Sarah, and their reciprocal trust, suggests that collaboration fuels success, yet Sarah's warning highlights the need for vigilance. I found this lesson engaging, prompting reflection on balancing openness with caution in relationships. Episode 4 of Mizu Zokusei no Mahou Tsukai is a warm, engaging chapter that strengthens Ryu's bonds and sets up future conflicts, though it falls short of its full potential. Its strengths lie in the vibrant performances of Ayumu Murase, Reina Ueda, and Kazuki Yura. The vivid forest setting, and the gentle exploration of trust, with the campfire scene and Ryu's spellcasting as highlights. Mizu Zokusei no Mahou Tsukai, the water magician, adapted from Tadashi Kubo's light novel, has steadily built its isekai charm in the summer 2025 season, blending a relaxed adventuring spirit with subtle hints of looming conflict in the fantastical world of Fi. Episode 5, titled The Great Tidal Bore, released on July 31, 2025, thrusts Ryu into his first major guild mission, confronting a goblin horde threatening Luin's outskirts, while deepening the mystery of the Deepening Empire's intentions. Following Episode 4's successful caravan escort and the ominous hint of Imperial surveillance, this episode escalates the stakes with a large-scale battle. I found myself both thrilled and contemplative, swept up in the episode's action, yet intrigued by its undercurrents of danger. It's a chapter that feels like a wave cresting, promising both exhilaration and peril. After Episode 4's caravan mission and the hint of the Deepening Empire's interest in Ryu, Episode 5 sees Ryu, Abel, and Sarah join a guild coalition to defend Luin against a goblin horde led by a powerful goblin king. Ryu's water magic, including a new Aqua Surge spell, proves crucial in weakening the horde from atop Luin's Colosseum-like walls, while Abel and Sarah tackle elite enemies. A flashback reveals Sarah's past as an elven outcast, adding depth to her caution. The battle succeeds, but a shadowy Imperial agent reports Ryu's prowess, and Sarah warns of escalating danger. The episode ends with Ryu's optimism undimmed, though tension lingers. Episode 5 marks a significant escalation, shifting from small-scale missions to a large-scale battle that tests Ryu's growth as an adventurer. The Goblin Horde's assault is a turning point, showcasing Ryu's strategic use of water magic and drawing the Empire's attention, a clear step toward the broader conflict. The Imperial agent's report raises questions about Ryu's eternal youth trait and the Empire's mage-hunting agenda, while resolving little from prior episodes, maintaining a slow-burn mystery. I think the episode effectively fulfills its role by elevating the stakes and integrating Ryu into Luin's defense, though I didn't like the Goblin battle's predictable resolution, which lacks narrative surprises. The pacing is brisk during action sequences but slows for character moments, creating a balanced rhythm, though the Imperial agent's brief scene feels rushed. I really appreciated the battle scale, but I wish it had pushed the Empire's threat further. Ryu, Abel, and Sarah are central, with guild members in supporting roles. Ryu's optimism, voiced with infectious energy by Ayumu Murace, shines as he devises Aqua Surge, revealing a growing tactical mind, though his naivety remains consistent, limiting deeper growth. Abel's combat prowess, brought to life by Kazuki Yura's resolute delivery, is tempered by a quiet concern for Ryu, consistent with his oath to Dullahan. Sarah's flashback, depicting her exile for studying forbidden magic, unveils a guarded vulnerability, voiced with poignant restraint by Reina Ueda, marking significant development. Their actions, Ryu's spellcasting, Abel's frontline bravery, and Sarah's strategic support are consistent, showing incremental growth. I really appreciated Sarah's depth, but I didn't like the sidelining of guild allies, whose roles feel generic. The trio's dynamic is compelling, but I hope for more internal conflict to drive evolution. The episode explores themes of duty, strategy, and the consequences of power. Ryu's role in the battle reflects the duty to protect others, conveyed through his relentless spellcasting, a universal call to rise to challenges. Strategy emerges in the guild's use of Luin's walls, mirroring real-world tactics of leveraging terrain, though I'm against the lack of moral dilemmas to enrich this theme. The consequences of power are subtle, as Ryu's prowess attracts Imperial scrutiny, suggesting fame brings peril. I found the duty theme engaging, particularly in Sarah's cautious guidance, but I think the episode could have explored the cost of victory to deepen its impact. The themes are relatable but feel surface level, needing more complexity to resonate fully. The episode enriches Fi's lore by detailing Luin's defensive infrastructure, with its Colosseum-like walls designed to counter monster hordes, suggesting a history of survivalist architecture. The Goblin King's magical resistance, explained as a trait of high-tier monsters, adds depth to the world's combat rules, while the Empire's surveillance hints at a broader geopolitical struggle. I think this creates a vivid, militarized setting, though I didn't like the vague depiction of the Empire's motives, which remains frustratingly abstract. The mention of Sarah's elven origins introduces cultural tensions, but I wish the episode had clarified the Empire's structure or Luin's governance. The world feels immersive but incomplete, teasing larger stakes. The dialogue shines in tactical exchanges, like Ryu's coordination with Abel during the battle, which feels natural and dynamic. However, I didn't like the Imperial agent's cryptic monologue, which leans into cliché with overly ominous phrasing. The writing excels in Sarah's flashback, where sparse dialogue conveys her isolation, but I think it struggles to integrate lore without heavy exposition, particularly in guild briefings. The script is strongest in action-driven moments but falters in balancing world-building with narrative flow, resulting in a slightly uneven narrative. Typhoon graphics and Wonderland deliver impressive animation, with Ryu's Aqua Surge, a torrent of water cascading over the horde, rendered with fluid, shimmering detail that captures its power. Hana Amano's character designs, adapted from the light novel, are expressive, though I found them somewhat generic within Isekai tropes. The Colosseum-like walls and chaotic battlefield are visual highlights, though the goblin designs feel uninspired, lacking menace. I really appreciated the spellcasting animation, but I didn't like the inconsistent crowd details, which appear rushed. The quality is high, with magical effects shining but action needing more distinctiveness. The episode evokes excitement and mild unease. The battle's climax, with Ryu's Aqua Surge flooding the horde, stirred a thrilling sense of triumph, while Sarah's flashback and warning sparked empathy and intrigue. I found myself reflecting on the balance between personal achievement and unintended consequences, a universal theme of navigating success's repercussions. The episode leaves a satisfying, if not profound, impression, its action memorable but its emotional depth limited by predictable outcomes. The episode's core lesson is that power brings responsibility, and its use draws both allies and enemies. Ryu's success in battle attracts imperial scrutiny, suggesting that strength invites challenges, a truth that resonates with the human struggle to wield influence wisely. I found this lesson compelling, prompting reflection on the consequences of standing out. Episode 5 of Mizu Zokusei no Mahou Tsukai is a thrilling, well-crafted chapter that escalates the stakes and deepens character bonds, though it doesn't fully transcend its Isekai roots. Its strengths lie in the dynamic performances of Ayumu Muraise, Reina Ueda, and Kazuki Yura, the vivid battle animation, and the subtle buildup of the Empire's threat, with Ryu's Aqua Surge and Sarah's flashback as highlights.